Hi everybody. So in this video, I'm going to go through one of the best options for you these days if you want to scan a piece of work or a practice test, um, so that you can send your work to your tutor. Um, I've talked in previous videos about how Cam Scanner is a really good app to use, and it is. But what's come to my attention recently is that for some people, depending on their devices, Cam Scanner, at least the free version, doesn't always work for every single device. So what I've found recently is another app which you can use on your phone or tablet, which is completely free to use and is really simple to use as well. So I've got an iPhone, so I'm just going to show you on the App Store for the iPhone. If you search for Adobe Scan, which looks just like this, so Adobe Scan, and it's this one right here. That is the one that you want. 5 stars, so very, very good, very, very promising, going by the reviews. So if you download that app, it is completely free to download. And then imagine you've got a piece of work that you've got in front of you that you want to scan, such as a practice test. So obviously I'm going through um, this video primarily because a lot of my students have practice tests that you need to scan and send your answers to me. So if you open that app when you download it, it should automatically go onto the document option, and you should see that you've got the wheel, the circle spinning at the bottom there. So what it's looking for is it wants you to focus your phone or tablet camera over a document. Now, when you're doing this, you want to you want to be directly above it so that you are down above that document. And when you're doing that, so I'm directly above a document that I've got now, and it says capturing, hold steady. Okay. And so there's my page for my practice test that doesn't have a lot of writing on it, but yours obviously would do, hopefully. Um, so there's the page that it's got. Now, sometimes it captures it perfectly and sometimes it doesn't. If it didn't capture it perfectly, you will notice that around the outside of the object, it's got some little markers. So these things, you can drag them. So these things on the edges, these little circles and markers, you can drag those. So you can drag those about, so you can just make sure that it's got the entire page on there. But if you've scanned it perfectly the first time, you'll have that entire page on you. But the idea is that the outline goes around the outside of that page so that what you're seeing on the screen is you've got that entire page of that piece of work or that practice test. Once you've got that entire page on there, you see you've got the two options at the bottom. You've got retake or continue. So if you really didn't like your first effort, you could just press retake and you could take that scan again. But if you like it, if it's to your liking, press continue. So when you do that, it goes down the bottom and it's got a little number 1 next to it in that bottom right corner. And then you can see the circle spinning again. So it's trying to capture another document. So if this was a practice test, imagine you just scan that first page, you're turning your page of your practice test over, and you're going to scan the next page. Okay, so I've got my next page here. Okay, again, when you're happy with it, you can press continue. If you weren't happy with it, again, you could press on retake, and then you could take the picture again. Okay, so it tries to recognize the entirety of the page that you're trying to scan. So I'm going to press continue there. So in this example, I'm only going to do 2 pages, but obviously if you were scanning an entire practice test, you might have 17 pages or something like that. So imagine I had finished and I've scanned my entire practice test. So I'm you and I've scanned my entire practice test. In that bottom corner, in that bottom right corner where we've got the page in it, then it's got that number. So mine says a number 2. But obviously if you've scanned an entire practice test, the number might be 15, 17, something like that. When you're happy that you've scanned your entire test, then you would press on that bottom right icon. Now, when you do that, it shows you the pages you've scanned. So there's my first page, and then if I scroll across, there's my second page. But as I said, obviously, if it was you, you might have 17 pages there or something like that. Now, notice in the top corner, the top right corner, you've got an option there. It says Save PDF. So you want to click on that. And then it says Saving as PDF. And when it's saved it, you'll get to this page. And the top option you've got there says Share. So you want to press on Share. And then it says to you what you want to do. Do you want to share link? Do you want to email? Or do you want to share a copy? So you would want to email it to your tutor. You would want to email it to me if I'm your tutor. You would want to email me that test. So press the email option. And then what it does is it brings up your email screen and it creates a link for that document that you just scanned. So you can see the link for that there. Okay. And then in the to box, you would want to put the email address you're sending it to. So if it was me, you would put my email address in there. Okay, so I put my email address in there. And then you've got the blue arrow up here. Looks a bit green on the screen, but it's actually blue. So it's a white arrow inside a blue box. So this one here, this big circle here. You press that, and then it would email it to your tutor. So if your tutor's me, it would email it to me. But if you want to do this for another tutor, scanning your work for another tutor, you'd obviously put their email address and then you could send it to them in that way. Okay, and that is how we use Adobe Scan to scan your work or your practice test to send to your tutor. So very, very straightforward, very simple to use. Probably even more simple to use than Cam Scanner, and Cam Scanner was pretty straightforward. But yeah, very, very nice. So that is how you can use that completely free app to scan all the pages on your practice test and send it to your tutor as a PDF file, which is what they need. Okay, thank you very much.